All right, everybody, we are back for episode 2 of season 4 of Love is Blind. All right, this episode is entitled Birthday Wishes. If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you get anything out of this video, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos from this season of Love is Blind. So, it picks up with Tiffany. Remember, Tiffany was asleep. She fell asleep on Brett. So two of the girls come in. It was Bliss. I don't know who the other girl was. They didn't give her a title that I saw. Might have been Chelsea. But they come into the room. They wake her up by singing an Usher song. And then she then realizes that she fell asleep on Brett. We then get Jackie and Marshall. So Jackie's in the women's room, women's dorm, lounge, whatever. And she's talking about how she is torn between Marshall and Josh. She feels that Marshall is calm, cool, collected, the complete opposite of her. She feels that Josh is very masculine and he's a definite smack talker. The clip they show, that was not smack talking, but whatever. So she said that it's like going between Vanderfield and Tyson. I said, Vanderfield? Who is that? Who is that? Does she mean Evander Holyfield? We then get Marshall doing a little confessional. He said that he's been bullied by his emotions and for his emotions as a child. He seems like a very sensitive man. You know what? I'm not even gonna say sensitive. He seems like a man that's just very in tune with his emotions. So we then pan over to a date between Marshall and Jackie. So Jackie said, you know what? I forgot to tell you. I have a Roomba named Marshall. I don't know if I believe that, but if she says she got a Roomba named Marshall, she got a Roomba named Marshall. She said that she was raised super strict. She thinks she's going to be a great mother because she said that she has 2 Marshalls in her life. Marshall said it's going to be 3 because I want a Marshall Jr. She said she thinks she'll be a good mom. She said that she doesn't want to raise her kids the way she was raised because she was raised super strict. And she said that because of that, there's a lot of stuff that she doesn't tell her parents out of shame, fear, judgment. Marshall then begins to tear up and he said that he's scared that he's going to raise his kids like his father raised him. He said that his father just wasn't very nurturing. So he remembers being like not the greatest at math as a child. And he said his father would berate him and his sister and tell him that, you know, you're going to be on the side of the road begging for change and I ain't going to stop and give you any. What? For being bad at math? Come on, Marshall's father. So he said that, you know, his father, he doesn't blame him for that. He thinks that his father thought that it was encouraging him when in actuality it did the opposite. So Marshall started to get like terrible anxiety and he would make dumb mistakes because he was constantly overthinking it out of fear of ending up on the side of the road. So Jackie was like, look at you. You're doing great. You're not on the side of the road. And if you were, I would stop and give you $1. I said, okay. I like them together. I like their dynamic. I have no problem with them. So Marshall then tells her that he wants to share his life with her, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And she said, okay, I guess I got to break up with my other boyfriend for you now, which we know is Josh. We then get to see Brett and Tiffany are on a date. So she says in her confessional that, you know, she feels bad. She feels awful. She said, look, I accidentally fell asleep because his voice was so soothing and it was a long day. Girl, a long day of you doing what? Y'all ain't doing but talking in the pods. Nonetheless, Brett took it in stride and he said that not hearing her voice yesterday was a gut punch when she fell asleep. But he knows at the end of the day, it's just a small hiccup and it's going to be a funny story in the future about their journey. He then gets down on one knee and says that he feels her support in not only who he is, but who he aspires and wants to be. He proposes, she accepts. Y'all see she went running down the aisle, eyes married now, okay? Next up, we get Kwame and Micah. So Kwame went into this date ready to propose to her. She comes in right to business. She said, look, we've been each other's favorites and all that. And I wouldn't want it any other way. But I got another person in the cut. I feel more strongly about him. And I think that a slow burn is how this is supposed to go, not a quick we connect. You know what? Y'all can call it what y'all want to. I'm going to say that Micah was never going to pick Kwame. You know why? Because Micah does not strike me as the type of woman that when she saw Kwame and she saw that he was black, she wouldn't have went for him. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Something about Micah gives off the vibe that she was never going to accept Kwame's proposal anyways, whether Paul was in the question or not, or was in the picture or not. So Kwame was like, okay, cool. You know what? Works for me. All right. He said, I wish you luck. Thank you for being transparent and, good luck with what you go on and do with someone else. He, excuse me. He then goes in his confessional. It says that was kind of fucked up, right? And was it? It's the nature of the show. I like the fact that she was very, very straight up about it. She didn't drag it on. She didn't let you pour your heart out again. She got right into the point. She had another connection. It's gonna happen in the pods. So he goes back to the men's room and he gets a drink and he's crying and he's over the moon, just can't deal, can't take life. So Micah, on the other hand, is in the girls' lounge and she's telling Irina that it's weird how Kwame reacted. Like, not because of what he said, but he was just like, okay, cool. Like, he was just gonna propose yesterday. Girl, why do you care? You don't want him, right? So it shouldn't matter how he reacted to it. He was respectful to you. He didn't show out. He didn't call you out your name. He took it in stride in front of you and cried to himself like a person. You know what I mean? So meanwhile, Paul is supposed to be with Amber breaking it off. It's taking longer than Micah appreciates. She's freaking out. I was in and out with Kwame, bang, boom, boom. It's been 30 minutes with them. Meanwhile, Paul is in there freaking out because I think he genuinely likes both of them, but I feel like Amber kind of cornered him into picking her. So Paul immediately starts mumbling, and Amber was like, "What? I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying." And he said that he wants her to know that what's best for him is what's best for her. I said, ain't that some shit to say? I've never heard somebody say that. I don't know if I agree with that, Paul, but all right. So she says that you are everything that I've wanted in a partner. So he is just stressing now because he knows he's getting ready to break her heart. So he tells her our connection is real and he loves the person that she is, but he said it's only so far that you can go when you're connected with two different people. He said so he's going to go with another connection. She said, you know what? I don't believe in just saying stuff just to be saying it. I can't wish you well because I don't feel that way. So she's heartbroken. She goes back to the women's whatever, and she's crying. She's visibly upset. She's talking to. I keep thinking that girl is Chelsea. I bet you that's not even her name, and I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna call her Chelsea though. So she goes with Chelsea over to the side, and Irina and Micah keep laughing at her. And Micah's like, "Wow, she's like really sad, huh?" What? So Irina and Micah are laughing at her. Irina is like eating some cereal or something. So then she like goes and tries to hide underneath like the breakfast bar so she can hear what she's saying. She's laughing at her and then gets caught, and then they like run back over. Abort. They run back over to the couch. So Chelsea comes over. I hope that's Chelsea. I really hope that's Chelsea. Chelsea comes over and Irina's like, I want to be a nicer person. And Chelsea was like, so then be one. It's not hard. Be a nicer person if you want to. And Irina's like, I just, I don't do emotions and everything's so emotional here. You're going to be the main one crying when everybody else gets married and your ass doesn't. Again, go worry about why your foundation does not match you. I'm so sick of Irina, sick of her, and sick of Micah. Karma is going to come back so strong. throughout the duration of this process with them. Mark my words, y'all. Mark them. Mark my words. Brett and Tiffany finally meet, and they are both very smitten with each other. He tells her she's perfect. She says that she's normally a very private person, but she feels comfortable with him. They look cute together. They both seem pleased physically with one another. So I hope everything works out. Fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers crossed, because we are black love over here. So Marshall and Jackie have a date. And Jackie said that, you know what, I had a date earlier with Josh where she was supposed to break up with her other boyfriend. And she said that he told her, if you leave, or I'm sorry, he told her that if I don't have you, I'm just going to pack up and leave because there's nobody else here for me. It's another sister over there. But okay, Josh. So she said that she doesn't think she can break up with him just yet. And she feels bad. And Marshall is like, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a little hurt by that because I know what we have going, but this also means that you have another connection with somebody else. The fact that you can't break this off. So Jackie starts crying, throws her blanket over her head, and was like, I feel like you're mad at me. And he's like, I'm not mad at you. I do feel slighted that somebody over in the gentleman's lounge has heard me talking about you and pouring my soul out about you, and then he pulls up some sap story on you to kind of basically to guilt trip you. So Marshall is like, I know what I got to do. So Marshall's in his confessional saying that he's in shock, utter shock and disgust. I said, not disgust? What you disgusted about? Utter shock and disgust, and said that he's ready to scrap. I said, you're not going to fight over no stranger. Not fighting over no stranger. So then we pan over to the guys in the men's lounge. Marshall and Brett are talking, and Marshall is like, yeah, some suckers up in here. You know, some people being fugazi up in here. And Brett was like, this is the nature of the game. See, Brett don't mind because Brett is now engaged and he got his girl. So Brett said, this, you know, I ain't got to worry about this. Yeah, this y'all problem. So they pan over to the women's lounge again, and now Irina and Micah are laughing at Jackie for crying. And it's like, what is wrong with you bitches? Like, seriously, what is wrong? Let's go back to the men's lounge. So Marshall's talking to Brett about somebody being disloyal. Brett tells him, I got you. I got your back. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm your guy. So then Josh is like, are you talking about me? I said, Josh, not with that old soft ass voice that you just used. Put some bass in your voice. You know, elevate your voice. You talking about me? Like, don't all but whisper it. You know damn well he's talking about you. So Josh stands up, and Marshall was like, I mean, maybe. He was like, did you tell Jackie that you were going to pack up and leave if you can't have her? Josh just like, I'm not going to say anything, but I have heard people talking and it has deterred me a little bit. He said, but yeah, I've caught some feelings. So Marshall is like, it's a potential for you to be heartbroken. And Josh was like, yeah, I understand. Marshall, it's a potential for you to be heartbroken too, sir. Potential for both of y'all to be heartbroken. But all right. So we then get over to Kwame and Chelsea. So Kwame has been going through the emotions back in the gentleman's lounge. He's walking around. Him and Paul got into this like weird ass conversation about being the villain and villains and all this other type of stuff. So Kwame has decided he's going to move forward with Chelsea. Said Chelsea was the best first date that he's had. So Chelsea is like, you know, I'm a little hurt that you're so upset and still reeling from the situation with Micah. He tells her that he just wants to hold on to her and that will make him feel better. He then tells her that he's happy for how she has led their relationship. She said, I'm not going to be leading and carrying the relationship the entire time. So he's like, I got it. I mean, up until now, let me lead you going forward. Chelsea, low-key girl. Low-key Chelsea, because I like you. I wouldn't rock with Kwame. I wouldn't. He had all his eggs in the basket ready to propose to somebody else. So because she broke up with him, now he wants to propose to you. I just don't like that. And I get it's the nature of the game, but you know that he just got dumped. So now he wants to be all in with you. I feel like if you can't be all in with me from jump, I don't want it. I don't want it. That's me. That's why I'm not on this show. That's why I am not on this show. So we then get Paul and Micah. So Paul said that he feels like he made the right choice and he's happy with Micah. Now keep in mind, y'all, keep it up here. Did y'all see the preview for the trailer for the season? It looks like he tells her eventually that he proposed to the wrong girl, and I'm wondering if he gives the ring to Amber. Huh. Y'all, the way I am going to holler, twist, and shout. Holler, twist, and shout. Nonetheless, he proposes. Micah said that they had a really slow burn and she accepts. So she feels that Paul is her twin flame. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just wanted to make sure that Amber didn't get Paul. That's all that is. You don't feel that that man is your twin flame, and you know you don't. Back at the women's kitchen, it is now Zach's birthday. So Bliss is making some cupcakes for him, and Irina is like, damn, I ain't getting nothing for his birthday. So she goes and asks her, can she have one of her candles? But Bliss is nicer than me, because it would have been a firm hell no. Go and get your ass up out the kitchen now. No, you can't have a candle. So Bliss was like, and I don't want to talk to you about Zach. Now, see, here's the thing, Irina. I don't think that Bliss is being like protective or anything or whatever you want to call her. People are seeing how messy you and Irina are. I'm sorry, seeing how messy you and Micah are. Because anytime somebody comes back and they're crying or upset, y'all are laughing in these women's faces. I don't want to talk to you about nothing. Absolutely nothing. So then this other lady is like, what reason would she have to ask you that other than to try to make you feel away? So then Irina has this dumbass look in her face that's on the screen. I just, I cannot wait for her to get egg on her face. I know that sounds mean. I can't help it. I don't care. I cannot wait for her to have egg on her face. I can't. I cannot. She gets on my nerves. She's a disgusting, rude ass bitch. She is. So then we get to Irina going on a date with Zach. Now, Bliss and some of the other girls are worried that Irina's gonna go in and ruin the surprise and tell Zach that Bliss made him some cupcakes. So she tells Zach happy birthday. I feel shitty because I didn't get a chance to tell you happy birthday all day. You know, I'm sorry I didn't decorate. And he was like, it's okay, thank you. She was like, okay, let me be real. I forgot all about your birthday. She then said that the women's room is tense because of the other girl. Gonna say her name, Bliss. Because of Bliss. She tells him that she wants honesty and just wants to know that if he starts to have feelings or a deeper connection for Bliss, to just let her know. She said that she said that even though she talks shit about the other girls, she doesn't have ill intent. Zach then said that I think you're a very thoughtful and caring person. I said, do you? Do you, Zach? So Zach said that he is the same way. He's very blunt, very blunt, very matter of fact with his statements, but he has learned to hold his tongue. And she then goes on to say that she doesn't regret anything that she says. Well, most of anything she says. Irina is jealous of Bliss. Irina is insecure around Bliss. She's intimidated by Bliss. She feels a way about Bliss. It's nothing that Bliss is doing. But in Irina's mind, she does not compare to Bliss. And I think she knows that deep down, or she feels, I shouldn't say knows. She feels that deep down, if Zach were to see both of them in person, she feels that aesthetically, he would go towards Bliss first. So all this talk that she was doing about how I'm not my acne scars and I'm not this and I'm not that, you still feel the way because you're being rude and you're being bitchy to all the other women that are in this process with you for absolutely no reason. You've been laughing at all these women who are getting dumped and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, your ass is about to get dumped too. Oh, I can't wait for her to be gone. I cannot wait. I can't wait for her to be gone. So then we have Bliss, who was on her date with Zach. He thanks her for the cupcakes. He's excited about them. He starts eating them right away. So they must be good. She tells him she had a rough morning. Okay. She said, but she had to control herself. She said she's not the one causing the drama and causing the problems in the women's lounge. She doesn't know if it's jealousy or insecurity. It is. It's both of those things. Both of them. Both of them. Both of those things. So she said that people get to choose how they control their feelings and their reactions. And that is a word because you have the choice to control how you react to something. You absolutely do. Zach then said that he can see himself marrying either one of them. Bliss said this is a test for me too, to see if you have good judgment. I said, woo! Did you pick up that shade, Zach? I hope you did. I hope you did. I hope you did. So then finally we get Paul and Micah are finally seeing each other. Something tells me that she's not going to be something tells me she's not going to be too excited. I feel like he should have left his beard cuz that looks crazy right there. And Paul is handsome. He should have left his beard. I believe men deserve facial hair. I think men need facial hair. So this little whatever he got going, 5 o'clock shadow, I don't like it, and I feel like she's not gonna like it either. But let me know what you guys thought about not tonight, but this episode. Hop in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video. Catch you guys for episode 3.